violence continues. Protesters hit the streets in Seattle as vandals leave their mark on businesses and police precincts.
We've got lots of 90s in the forecast this week and a few 100-degree readings expected for tomorrow. A look ahead at just how long this summer heat wave is going to last.
Hashtag We Want to Play. Dozens of NFL players are speaking out this morning as training camp starts. This morning, we want you to weigh in. Do you think the NFL is ready to bring back players?
Heating up. COVID-19 numbers continue to climb even in these summer months. This morning, we connect the dots.
Up with KREM starts right now with Jen York, Joshua Robinson, and Dana Marie McNichol.
8:01 this morning, a mission to Mars lifts off. The United Arab Emirates launched a rocket to Mars overnight, and according to NASA, it's the country's first time sending any kind of device up to Mars. The satellite will orbit the planet and send back data about the atmosphere, and the trip itself is expected to last about 7 months long. Jen, a huge landmark for a gigantic community like this. The United Arab Emirates kind of taking that next step in towards getting people up to Mars.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting. A lot of countries kind of racing to Mars right now, the next race to space, you know. So I think it'll be interesting to see what they find, what they learn. And yeah, as we've mentioned, I know the U.S. has talked about putting humans on Mars within the next couple of years in our lifetime. So pretty interesting stuff. Now,
Thomas Patrick filling in for Evan Narani today. Thomas, this is a landmark for any country, but it's great to see that achievements are being made outside of the United States as well on a global scale, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, and I think it's going to ultimately be a global effort to get humans all the way to Mars, because that seems like a very big leap. And we know that we've had that first big leap on the moon, but now we need an even bigger one to get to Mars.
Well, with Thomas joining us this morning, what else can we expect as we look more locally weather-wise on our Monday forecast?
Yeah, keeping things grounded right here on Earth. Boy, it is bright outside. The sun just streaming in. There's not a cloud in the sky out here right now, and it's only going to get hotter as the day goes on. Temperatures already in the 70s in a lot of locations in Washington. Just checked our thermometer here in our outdoor weather center, showing 74 degrees in the South Hill. Got the official temperature at 72 right here in Spokane. I have something funny to admit, though, for this segment. It's the first time I forgot to bring my weather clicker out here to the outdoor weather center, so I can't advance my graphics. So how about I keep you guessing? Not for too much longer, of course. What's to come in my Wayne weather hit? Well, air conditioning. In fact, our big industrial air conditioner out here is working overtime already at 8 o'clock in the morning. So AC, what you can see in the sky, plenty of 90s to come, and where we're going to get some 100-degree heat across the inland northwest. So I'll preview that. It's all coming up back inside with my weather clicker just in a few minutes here on Up with KREM. Right now, let's check in with some of the traffic cameras across the region. Yeah, nothing but sunny skies, so make sure to grab the shades as you head out the door. Though I-90 picking up in terms of traffic just a little bit, but haven't seen any significant slowdowns as of yet.
All right, Thomas, thank you. Yeah, going to be a warm one today. Already 72 degrees. Yikes. All right, well, overnight peaceful protests in Seattle once again became violent. Authorities say a peaceful group gathered yesterday at Westlake Park. Seattle police say a second group later arrived with baseball bats, and they say that group was set on destruction and damage. Police say demonstrators targeted several businesses, and they had at least 12 officers were injured. Police used blast balls and pepper spray to disperse the crowd. And overnight protesters gathered near the Justice Center in Portland. Our sister station reports demonstrators tore down fencing surrounding the building. Federal officers used tear gas to clear the scene. And Saturday night, demonstrators broke into a police union building and started a fire. President Trump tweeted about the protests yesterday, saying, "We must protect federal property and our people." And closer to home, finishing touches are complete on a Black Lives Matter mural in downtown Spokane. 7-2, the building the mural is on, hired 16 local artists. They are all Black, Indigenous, or people of color. Each artist painted a letter sharing their story and voice. A grand unveiling is set for next week. Joshua?
Thank you very much, Jen. 8:05 on the dot. Time for your morning rush. More news in less time. This morning, officials in North Idaho are investigating a private bus crash that happened near Harrison. According to the Spokane County Sheriff's Office, that accident happened on Asbury Road off Highway 97. When deputies arrived, they found 10 passengers trapped inside with the bus wedged between trees. Investigator reports show the bus had medical failure and lost control, and the privately owned bus was carrying a family. 5 of those people were taken to Kootenai Health. All of their injuries are believed to be non-life-threatening. Burn restrictions are in place across the Spokane area due to high fire danger. Those restrictions go into effect today in Spokane County, Cheney, Airway Heights, and Deer Park. Now, unauthorized recreational fires are restricted until the order is lifted or unless it's been permitted by law enforcement or authorized agencies. If you have any questions, you can call your local agency, but do it before you light any fires. This morning, fire crews continue to battle a fire near the Omak area. You can take a look at some of this video from the Okanagan County Emergency Management's Facebook page, where you can see a bird's eye view of not only the fire, but some of the damage it's already done to the area. The department is calling it the Rodeo Trail Fire, and as of this morning, the cause is still unknown. That's your morning rush. More news in less time. Let us know what's happening in your neighborhood using the hashtag #UpWithKREM on social media. Dana Marie?
Well, thanks, Joshua. Trending online this morning is the NFL training week, which starts this week, but players say the organization hasn't put enough safety measures in place. You can see these are the social media posts behind me, a few hundred of tweets using the hashtag #WeWantToPlay. So you'll probably see this conversation online today. We definitely do want to hear from you. Do you think the NFL is ready to start the 2020 season? Do you agree with the players saying no and the NFL saying yes? 82% of you this morning are saying no. That percentage has stayed above almost 80% all morning long. We haven't seen much shift. Let us know what you think. You can vote in our KREM 2 mobile app or on krem.com/vote. So here is what they're trying to say. Some of the Seahawks are speaking out, also expressing concerns about training camp starting up. Quarterback we see right there, Russell Wilson, tweeted this over the weekend. He says he's concerned because his wife is pregnant, and he says there's no clear plan on player health and family safety. Wilson tweeted, "We want to play football, but we also want to protect our loved ones." And Seahawks wide receiver DK Metcalf is also speaking out. He tweeted, "It's crazy to hear the NFL has yet to address major health and safety issues with training camp being just 2 weeks away. We want to play football. Make it happen, NFL. Keep us safe." Now, according to the NFL's website, rookies will start training tomorrow. Quarterbacks and injured players return Thursday. All other players will return a week from tomorrow. Right now, no more than 20 players would be allowed at once in the facility, but little information on how training camps will even work has been released by the NFL or individual teams. We did see a spokesperson from the organization tweet this out, a statement over the weekend saying that they're going to continue to implement the health and safety protocols developed jointly with the NFLPA and based on advice of leading medical experts, including reviews by the CDC. He says the shared goal is for teams to play a full regular season and even a Super Bowl. The NFL Network reporters say each team has submitted an infectious disease emergency response plan, which has then been approved by the NFL Chief Medical Officer. Houston defensive end J.J. Watt tweeted a list of what he says players don't even know ahead of training camp. He says they have no information on training or season COVID testing, no information on fair opt-out clauses for high-risk players or those who have family members at high risk. They also don't know options for what players do if they don't show up. Will that be considered a breach of contract? So right now it sounds like there's still a lot of questions on how training camp is required to work, and players seem to feel like they're expected by the league to be there this week. So maybe we'll hear otherwise from the NFL today, but definitely a developing story. I'll check it on and make sure we follow. All right, 8:09 now. Still ahead on Up with KREM. From demonstration to legislation, we spoke with the NAACP and Occupy Spokane a month after the Black Lives Matter protests. Coming up, we hear their steps for change and the call to community action for members.
And it is very sunny already this morning as temperatures about ready to surge into the 80s as of right now. Just how hot can we get those temperatures to climb? I've got the answer coming up in your full forecast right here on Up with KREM.
During this pandemic, I've seen people in Eastern Washington come together to help each other. Heroes in hospitals, essential workers who help keep our country running in a difficult time. I'll keep fighting for them and you. That's why I'm working night and day to help small businesses keep people on payroll. This was no time to play politics. Right now is about restoring hope, giving people the courage to dream again.
I'm Kathy McMorris-Rogers, and I approve this message.
When should you wear a mask? For almost everyone, it's
Oh my goodness, computer.
Like for coffee.
Whoa.
When you ride the bus. Or head out to care for your parents. When you go
Two
to work,
for weather.
spend the afternoon at the park.
Oh, sure, why
pick
not?
up some dinner on your way home.
Let's
Whatever
do
you
it.
Wearing a mask is essential because it works to prevent the spread of COVID-19. And it helps to keep Washington open. So, mask up, Washington.
If you stop working due to an injury or health issue and wait too long to prove your Social Security disability claim, the coverage you paid for can go away, even if you worked your whole life. For over 20 years, Pinar Law has been helping people who became disabled claim their Social Security disability benefits.
It's not an easy process, but our office knows how to get it done and fight for what you deserve.
Call Pinar Law Office for a free consultation.
Social Security disability is all we do.
Right now is the best time to buy an RV, and the best place is Click It RV.
I drive a Click It RV.
Right now, Click It RV has spring discounts that deliver you unbeatable savings on travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, Class A or C motorhomes, both new and used, and more. Get the best deals and the lowest financing and the lowest price guarantee.
I'm Richard Sherman, and we guarantee it.
So don't miss the spring sale.
Get to Click It RV now. Are you gonna be mad, bro? You probably already are.
Click It RV, just 1 mile north of the Y where Nevada meets Newport Highway.
Spokane Tribe Casino is happy to be open once again. We know you're ready to get out and have a little fun, and all your favorite casino action is here and waiting for you. We've taken extra precautions to ensure every area of the casino is clean and sanitized. And you'll notice, we've implemented new measures to ensure your safety. So when you're ready, come back for your favorite games, meals, and fun times. We're ready to serve you. Spokane Tribe Casino. You just win here.
Tomorrow can only be better with Wendy's breakfast. Win with a breakfast Baconator, honey butter chicken biscuit, sausage egg and Swiss croissant, or a maple bacon chicken croissant free with mobile order purchase. Tomorrow's looking good.
Now, your local Storm Tracker 2 forecast.
Welcome back. It's 8:13 on this Monday morning. Nothing but blue skies overhead. Yeah, haven't seen a cloud yet today, and that July sunshine is going to do some work for our temperatures by this afternoon. Expecting 90s not just today, but for the next 2 days in the Spokane area. Very hot this week. Definitely our first big time blast of summer weather as we approach some of the hottest days of the year. Dry extended forecast as well, which actually should be great if you're doing some stargazing at night. Here's where we're expected this afternoon. At 92 in Spokane, should be the hottest day of the year thus far. In fact, many locations probably will feel the same way for this Monday afternoon, only to get one-upped by tomorrow's forecast, going 96 in Spokane, which will be plenty hot across the area. There are a few hundreds on the map and forecasted for Tuesday, including in Lewiston, Walla Walla, Tri-Cities, Yakima, Moses Lake at 102, and Omak at also a even 100 degrees forecasted. So very hot weather for Tuesday. Should be one of the hottest days that we feel all year. In fact, our average hottest day of the year is usually about 99 degrees in Spokane. In fact, back in 2015, we got up to 105, one of the hottest days we've ever felt. So may not exactly be the hottest day we'll feel all year long, but will definitely be some of the hottest weather so far in 2020. Take advantage of the sunny skies during the day by getting the clear skies at night. Here's how you can see Comet Neowise in the evening hours of the northern sky. Best viewed between 10:30 and midnight, just below the Big Dipper. So that should be your big reference point in the sky. Look closer towards the horizon. It gets a little bit higher in the sky each night. Should only be visible for maybe one more week. and then it doesn't make another appearance for another 6,676 years. So once in a lifetime opportunity there. So here we go. Hot conditions all week long, with temperatures going from the 90s for the first half back to the mid 80s by this weekend.
KREM 2 News is sponsored by Airstream of Spokane.
Fairlife makes the most of milk. It's ultra filtered for 50% less sugar and 50% more protein. So make the most of any occasion with Fairlife ultra filtered milk.
Now is the time for a new bath from Bathfitter. Every Bathfitter bath is installed quickly, safely, and beautifully with a lifetime warranty. Go from old to new, from worn to wow. The beautiful bath you've always wanted, done right, installed by one expert technician, all in one day. We've been creating moments like these for 35 years, and we're here to help you get started. Book your free virtual or in-home design consultation today.
It's totally normal to have constipation with belly pain, straining, and bloating again and again.
No way.
More exercise, more water, and more fiber is the only way to manage it.
Is it?
Maybe you think it's occasional constipation.
Maybe it's not.
It could be a chronic medical condition called IBS-C, and time to say yes to Linzess. Linzess works differently than laxatives. It helps relieve belly pain and lets you have more frequent and complete bowel movements. Do not give Linzess to children less than 6, and it should not be given to children 6 to less than 18. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Change your thinking to IBS-C. If your constipation and belly pain keeps coming back, tell your doctor and say yes to Linzess.
Bi-Mart Summer of Savings is here, full of fantastic deals for our members. Watch your favorite shows on a Philips 55-inch 4K TV for only $349.88. Plus, amp up the sound with a Philips Bluetooth soundbar and subwoofer, yours for $119.88. And stay in touch with a Midland two-way radio pack, only $54.88. Want more? Visit BuyMart.com and look for our digital flyers. It's a summer of savings, going on now through July 28th at your Rathdrum BuyMart store.
You're watching Up with KREM.
From demonstration to legislation, a month after the Black Lives Matter protests, I spoke with leaders of the movement about what's next. Here is their reaction to the rallies and a call to action for what they say needs to change. Thousands of people descended on downtown Spokane in a demonstration against police brutality for 3 weeks in a row, demanding justice for the death of George Floyd in Minneapolis, killed by police. That was 1 month ago. I spoke with representatives from both Occupy Spokane and the NAACP, who collaborated in planning the nonviolent and peaceful rallies.
It's definitely pushed some things, it's revealed some things, and it's provided a lot of engagement opportunities for not only multiple levels of community partners, but also community as a whole.
That is Curtis Robinson, the president of the NAACP, who says after the protests, more people are starting to listen and ignite conversation.
There's also been some very clear delineations and lines in the sand. Right, so this is where we're really at, not where you thought we were at over here. No, this is where we're really at, and for us to be able to move forward, that's the direction that we need to go. And I believe that there's more collective conversation and understanding about that, and that's continuing to grow and develop.
Dustin Jolly is affiliated with Occupy Spokane and a board member of Believe Change.
On the ground, it was so insightful of how Spokane is such a purple city with so much love and compassion, and the response from the community during those initial marches, they were so large and massive, and there was so much energy behind that.
He says now is a crucial time to turn that movement into tangible change from our police force.
The majority of the messaging in the movement here was that police brutality is a problem. The way that our police officers are educated needs to change, and we need to look at mental health and 911 statistical call information and say, why are people calling 911 and what is happening after these people call 911, and what's the response to that. That's what we've been doing behind the scenes, trying to see this social movement and these direct actions.
Dustin looks at Seattle as a great role model. Both the mayor and police chief have been conducting a thorough review of the Seattle Police Department's budget, recommending $76 million be reallocated to community engagement. Chief of Police Carmen Best said she is committed to a community-led re-envisioning of what community safety should be.
Nobody's against law enforcement, right? We all want to be protected by peace officers, but when we look at that 911 information, it's domestic violence, it's mental health issues, and are these officers really have the training to really respond?
The Spokane City Council recently rejected the current police union contract, a win in the eyes of both the NAACP and Occupy Spokane.
What actually should have been a very easy thing was very difficult, but yet significant.
Most of the pushback from the contract stems from the section that deals with civilian oversight of the Spokane Police Department. In Spokane, that oversight is conducted by the Office of the Police Ombudsman. Many, including the Spokane City Council, don't believe the current ombudsman and his staff have enough independence and power to conduct their investigation of an accusation, and are given too many restrictions on what he's allowed to do while conducting it.
What can people do in Spokane to continue supporting this movement as it goes forward?
To keep listening. We've been talking about this for a long time. And honestly, we're kind of tired of talking about it. Not kind of tired, we've been tired, right? But we're not unresilient about it. You know, we're determined to make sure that we continue to press into these areas that have been resisted for far too long. It's going to take that collective leaning in to these difficult conversations and meaningful actions based on those conversations, instead of just continuing to circle around and go, oh, we don't understand, no, we don't get it. And no, it's time to move forward. And so, you know, I think that's really the call to our Eastern Washington community, to our Spokane population, for us to truly finally manifest the community that we all want to see.
And continuing that conversation, the NAACP has a virtual event tonight called Conversations About Racism in the American Church, and you can participate that through Zoom. I have information on KREM.com about where you can find that. They post it on social media as well. All right. 8:22 now, still ahead on Up with KREM. Kanye West's first rally to kick off his presidential campaign coincided with a tight deadline to get his name on the ballot in South Carolina. Coming up in the next half hour, we bring you the messages of his campaign that left many people with questions about his run for office.
For patients with underlying health conditions, virtual doctor visits can be a lifesaver, literally. But one Spokane area man with MS says he was told he had to come to the hospital in person.
I'm going to be playing roulette, a poker game with my life, just so I don't die before I can get treatment.
Until KREM 2 stepped in and got results.
I really appreciate you, and I thank you guys at KREM. You guys are amazing.
Watch this KREM 2 investigation Thursday on KREM 2 News at 6.
Velveeta breakfast biscuits are baked with nutritious morning energy. Energy to share joy. Energy to share new ideas. Energy to share more light with the world. Nutritious morning energy from Velveeta. It takes energy to share your energy.
About this car since you were 8 policy from American Family Insurance. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly.
What are you missing from life? Let Northwest Bariatrics guide you through options that really work. And now is a great time to lose weight. Northwest Bariatrics is almost half the cost of other regional surgical weight loss groups on gastric sleeve and bypass procedures. And all procedures are performed at the 5-star award-winning physician-owned Northwest Specialty Hospital. Don't let life pass you by. Let Northwest Bariatrics guide you through options that really work. Contact Northwest Bariatrics today.
You know, we've all passed through very challenging times over the last several months. But it's because of what you've done, because of the leadership the President provided. We're going back to work. We're going back to worship. And I promise you, in the days ahead, we're going to continue to create a solid foundation for whatever challenges may lie ahead. And we're going to do it in a way that puts America back to work. A great American comeback has begun.
All of us at KREM 2 are relying on our new coworkers to help us through this challenging time. Join us to celebrate area pets and Spokanimal every Tuesday on KREM 2's Pick of the Litter.
Sponsored by Country Store.
$8:25 on your Monday morning. I'm Joshua Robinson. This morning, the hashtag #WeWantToPlay is trending on social media. NFL players and coaching staff are scheduled to begin training camps this week, and dozens of players are sharing their concerns on Twitter, saying the NFL has not provided guidelines to make them feel safe. So this morning, we want you to weigh in. Do you think the NFL is ready to bring players back? It's been an overwhelming majority so far this morning. 81% of you saying nope. Jen?
Joshua, thank you. Well, this morning, crews are battling a fire near the Omak area. This video is from the Okanagan County Emergency Management's Facebook page. This is a bird's eye view of the Rodeo Trail fire. The cause is under investigation. And burn bans are now in effect for the following cities: Spokane Valley, Airway Heights, Cheney, Deer Park, as well as the wider Spokane County. All recreational fires are not allowed. This includes any outdoor fires. All outdoor burning is also not allowed. Meanwhile, fireplaces, barbecues, and patio warmers are allowed. You have to use approved fuels and appropriate devices. Now, this includes clean and dry seasoned firewood, charcoal, natural gas, or propane gas. Designated campfires in parks and campgrounds may be allowed, but campers are encouraged to check the rules of their location. The penalty for not following through with burn restrictions can result in a misdemeanor. Fines can also range from $800 to $10,000. And also, these burn bans going into effect today. Thomas, of course, we're entering that really hot stretch of the year.
Yeah, and I think that's definitely the key factor there. Temperatures easily into the 90s today, tomorrow, and the next day. And the hotter it is during the day, that actually pushes relative humidities much lower during the afternoon hours. So it ends up being hot and dry, hence some of those burn restrictions. 92 degrees the expected high today in Spokane, up to 96 on Tuesday. So Tuesday will be a absolute scorcher of a day all across the inland Northwest, with some triple-digit heat readings, especially in central Washington. Also, what you notice is nothing but sunshine all week long and into the weekend. It is a very dry stretch of weather out ahead of us.
Thank you very much, Thomas. Scientists say they were optimistic that these summer temperatures would help slow down the spread of COVID-19. So why are cases still surging today? Coming up on the CW22, we connect the dots. All of that and more local headlines and a continued look outside with your extended forecast coming up on the CW22 at 8:30 as Up with KREM continues.
When a water heater fails, everyone in your home knows instantly. Nothing quite replaces being able to take a hot shower. Luckily, the experts at Mainstream know exactly how to avoid these problems. Contact Mainstream for water heater sales and service today. Proudly serving CDA and Spokane.
USAA is made for what's next. No matter what challenges life throws at you, we're always here to help. With fast response and great service. And it doesn't stop there. We're also here to help look ahead. That's why we're helping members catch up by spreading any missed USAA insurance payments over the next 12 months, so you can keep more cash in your pockets for when it matters most. And that's just one of the many ways we're here to help the military community. Find out more at USAA.com.
Orchard Crest Retirement and Assisted Living is Spokane Valley's exceptional living community. Our residents choose Orchard Crest because of our amenities, our lifestyle, and most importantly, the quality of life you and your family deserve. Exercise sessions, swimming activities, socials, walking groups, and an on-site salon are just the beginning. With more than 150 monthly activities, Orchard Crest Retirement and Assisted Living is your life, your home. Call us today to schedule a tour.
If you stop working due to an injury or health issue and wait too long to prove your Social Security disability claim, the coverage you paid for can go away, even if you worked your whole life.
For over 20 years, Pinar Law has been helping people who became disabled claim their Social Security disability benefits.
It's not an easy process, but our office knows how to get it done and fight for what you deserve.
Call Pinar Law office for a free consultation.
Social Security disability is all we do.
When a water heater fails, everyone in your home knows instantly. Nothing quite replaces being able to take a hot shower. Luckily, the experts at Mainstream know exactly how to avoid these problems. Contact Mainstream for water heater sales and service today. Proudly serving CDA and Spokane.
New restrictions go into effect today in Washington's reopening plan. What you need to know about social gatherings in the state.
And local health officials are looking for any signs of optimism as COVID-19 cases continue to spike. But the latest data shows several negative trends countywide. We take a closer look by the numbers.
And temperatures are heating up very quickly under sunny skies. We are aiming towards the 90s for a few days to come.
Up with KREM begins now.
Well, good morning and welcome back to Up with KREM. Rapper Kanye West held his first rally since declaring himself a presidential candidate. Later on in the show, we'll hear more about his campaign goals. Nothing surprises us in 2020 anymore, Joshua.
No, and you know what's interesting is I'm sure he has plenty of talking points that are worth conversations, important things that we could all discuss as a country. But as we'll see, it's been very unorthodoxly handled, we could say, Jen.
Absolutely. I think announcing his candidacy via Twitter.
Yeah.
So, of course, that's something we'll continue to track this morning. We'll be talking about that here in just a few minutes. In the meantime, we do want to take a look outside this morning, already breaking the 70-degree mark here at 8:30. We want to bring in Thomas Patrick, who's in for Evan Irani. Thomas, a very hot day on tap.
Oh yeah, I think we'll be breaking the 80-degree mark by 10 o'clock this morning as well. Our temperatures are going to heat up very quickly. We started pretty mild. It was no cooler than I think 67 as of this morning in Spokane. So we're already in the 70s, aiming towards the 90s later on today. And yeah, this is the summer heat that I think we're a bit more familiar with for the inland Northwest. So if you're hoping to get outside and maybe get a little bit of exercise out of your way in the morning hours, I think now is actually the best time because things will get very, very hot by the afternoon. It will be sunny skies all day long as well. So if you are out and about, make sure to use some sunscreen out there because the UV index is pretty high as well. Into the 90s should be the second day of the year at that mark, and will be that and then some for a few days here. Looking at 92 for the expected high in Spokane, 88 in Coeur d'Alene for today, but the hottest day still yet ahead of us in our forecast. We'll look at just how high those temperatures will climb and compare that to what is usually some of the hottest days of the year. And it's 8:30 right now. Traffic picking up on the I-90 traffic cameras as we see, but no significant delays as traffic's still moving along. So yeah, looks good to go on your Monday morning.
All right, Thomas, thank you so much. Well, here are 3 things to know on our Monday morning to get your week started. Happening today, new restrictions on social gatherings in Washington go into effect. Counties in Phase 3 will now be limited to gatherings of 10 people or less. Previously, gatherings were capped at 50 people. Counties in Phase 2, like Spokane County, will only be allowed to have gatherings of 5 people or less. Live indoor and outdoor entertainment is also prohibited starting today. Now, the new rules will not impact weddings, funerals, and spiritual services. Governor Jay Inslee has also said he's not ruling out, another stay-home order if the public does not adhere to rules around social gatherings and face coverings. Well, starting today, shoppers at Walmart, Kohl's, CVS, Walgreens, and Lowe's will need to wear a mask. Today, those stores, along with other national retailers, will require customers to wear masks while in their stores. This follows recommendations from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. It suggests people wear cloth face coverings in public. It adds it's especially important when around people outside of your household when it's hard to social distance. Washington Senator Patty Murray says the child care crisis is worsening due to the pandemic. She is now proposing the Coronavirus Child Care and Education Relief Act. The $430 billion bill would fund child care centers, K-12 education, secondary education, and workforce development. Joshua?
Thank you, Jen. 8:34 this morning. Local health officials are really looking for any signs of optimism this month when it comes to COVID-19. But it is more than just a single daily number of cases. So this morning, I want to take a closer look at a statement by County Health Officer Dr. Bob Lutz, which he made on Friday afternoon. Dr. Lutz says, quote, "We need to be looking at the trend of data over periods of time to see if our health measures are making a difference. Now, there may be some good days and some bad days, but it's the overall trend that guides us on setting measures necessary, such as required face coverings, to keep our community healthy." With that in mind, I'm looking at a few important trends for all of us this morning as we look at data from the Spokane Regional Health District. The county is trending at an almost daily record pace this morning. Back on Friday, Spokane County passed the 100 mark for the first time with 134 new reported cases. And yes, as we look at this 14-day moving average, we can also see that it's been aiming upward, and it's also been more than a full month since there was any kind of leveling off or plateau. But you might be asking, are we testing now more than ever before? Well, yes, but there's also another trend that comes with testing that jumped out at me as soon as I started looking at this data. By tracking cases over the past 2 months, I want to focus on the date June 26th. That's the date that Washington's mask mandate first took effect. And to look at that date, I actually not only looked at data from the Spokane Regional Health District, but from the State Department of Health as well. So in the 3 weeks prior to that mask mandate, 6.68% of test results were positive. Only 29.4% of new cases were linked to community spread, or basically known as uncontrolled spread throughout the community. But in the 3 weeks since the mask mandate, 8.07% of all test results have been positive so far, so a slight increase there. And 48.6% of new cases are now linked to community spread in those 3 weeks. That makes up almost half of all cases reported during that time. So the bottom line is, as we look at this data, Spokane County is still seeing a rise in positive test rates, but more importantly, the rate of uncontrolled community spread is rising even more. So it's a trend that's leading to some very tough conversations right now for local and state healthcare leaders. We'll keep our eyes on this data moving ahead. It's 8:36 now. This morning, coming up, Kanye West held his first presidential campaign rally last night in South Carolina. On Up with KREM this morning, we're going to tell you more about how West is trying to convince voters to support him in his run for the Oval Office.
And are you ready for the hottest days of the year, or is your AC ready for the hottest days of the year? I'm checking out just how many days we'll see in the 90s this week.
NFL training camps are set to begin this week, but the players want to protect themselves and their families. Trending online this morning is the hashtag #WeWantToPlay. Players are calling on league leaders to create an opening plan following guidelines set by health experts. Now this morning we want to hear from you. Do you think the NFL is ready to start the 2020 season? Vote now on the KREM 2 app.
Did Starbucks say defund the police? That's the core of this viral meme calling for the defunding of Starbucks instead. But is it true? No. While the coffee company has publicly shown support for the Black Lives Matter movement, they've made no statements, posts, or announcements about defunding the police, period. That means these claims are false.
As a caricature artist, I appreciate what makes each person unique. That's why I like Liberty Mutual. They get that no two people are alike. And customize your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. Almost done? What do you think?
I don't see it. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Bi-Mart's Summer of Savings continues with great deals on your automotive needs. Take care of your car with Valvoline Max Life High Mileage Oil, now only $16.88. And while you're at it, pick up a Purolator 1 oil filter for 20% off. Then wash off your favorite ride with Turtle Wax Car Wash, only $4.99. Get these deals and more by visiting bimart.com and looking for our digital flyers. It's a summer of savings going on now through July 28th at your Rathdrum Bi-Mart store.
Leaky pipes? Clogged drain? No hot water? At Raptor Rooter and Plumbing,
We know there's more essential business happening in your home now than ever before. We've implemented a no-contact process because we understand the safety of your family and sanitation of your home is critical. Call Raptor Rooter and Plumbing today at 509-230-2369 and receive $30 off any drain cleaning service. Raptor Rooter and Plumbing. We make your leaks become extinct.
When you need repairs to your vehicle, just look for this.
Your trusted, locally owned resource for efficient, cost-effective repairs.
Our Perfection Tire certified techs can do it all.
When that check engine light comes on, we can fix it. Need brakes? We can fix it. Factory scheduled maintenance, wipers not working, headlight out, squeaky belt, oil change, coolant leak, wheel alignment. Guess what? At Perfection Tire, we can fix it.
Why go anywhere else? We do it all. Nobody beats perfection.
She was looking so fine, five thinking that style.
Where's the butler?
It's John Butler. Hate being judged by your name? So do we. At Consigned Furniture and Jewelry, we're not what you think. Our inventory is the best in the Northwest. Like this, and this, and this. Check out the most unique shopping experience in the universe.
Well, good morning and welcome back to Up with KREM. Trending this morning, rapper Kanye West hosted his first rally since declaring himself a presidential candidate. Now, this weekend, he met with supporters in South Carolina. Several hundred people were in attendance. He delivered a lengthy monologue, and he also touched on a number of topics, including religion and international trade and licensing deals. And touching on economic inequality, West claimed Harriet Tubman did not free slaves.
When Harriet Tubman never actually freed the slaves. She just had the slaves go work for other white people.
Y'all, we leaving right now.
Well, Tubman escaped slavery and later helped organize the Underground Railroad. West also touched on abortion. He says it should be legal, but as there should be financial incentives to help struggling mothers to discourage the practice.
My stance is not to make abortion illegal at all. It should always be legal, but there should be an option of maximum increase for everyone.
West does need to collect 10,000 signatures by 9 a.m. today to appear on the South Carolina ballot. So he has about 15 more minutes until that closes. Now, West did miss the deadline to qualify for the ballot in several other states. It's unclear if he is able to collect enough signatures, though, required to qualify in those other states. And last week, West also qualified to appear on Oklahoma's presidential ballot, the first state where he met the requirements before the filing deadline. Very interesting. A lot of people talking about that this morning, Thomas, but people are also talking about the weather. And I know it's going to be a really hot week ahead. So let us know what we need to plan for.
Yeah, I think you just put it right on the nose there, Jen. Hot week ahead. It's been a very simple weather headline, and we knew this was coming. Even last week, we were saying, hey, next week's going to be very hot across the region. And once we got that first 90-degree day under our belt, now we can look for not just 90, but mid-90s in our forecast. So very hot this week. That message remains the same. It's going to be dry through the extended forecast. Basically got no rain for the next 7 days here. Take advantage of that at night if you still want to do some stargazing outside. Let's put this in perspective. The average hottest day of the year in Spokane is about 99 degrees. And here's what it was the past 5 years with that 105. That was back in 2015, a very hot summer that many of you do remember. I believe it was the hottest summer on record as well, not just in terms of just one-day averages. But tomorrow, today, I should say, 92 degrees for our high temperature today. We started off very mild. We're going to end up plenty hot, especially with nothing but sunshine just baking those temperatures across the region for today. The only 100-degree reading on that map was in the Tri-Cities. Tomorrow we see a few more of that, including in Lewiston, Walla Walla, Moses Lake, Omak, and Yakima, all reporting or will be at around 100 degrees or hotter for tomorrow, and 96 in Spokane. This will be the hottest day of the week. tomorrow, and then we'll start to ease back off. I think we'll tack on one more 90-degree day on Wednesday as well. So 3 straight days of 90-degree weather. Plenty hot, but at least not too humid, unlike other parts of the nation. And then back into the 80s for this upcoming weekend, which is about average. 85, 86 degrees is average for our region. So yes, this is the summer we remember for the inland Northwest. Nothing too unusual temperature-wise, but yeah, the AC is going to get a workout for the next few days. I don't have any rain in the forecast, so if you got a chance to get outside at night, 1, it will be cooler and more comfortable as a result. 2, you could see Comet Neowise a couple weekends ago. I was out at about 3:30 in the morning trying to see it in the early morning skies. A little bit easier this week around, as it's best viewed now between about 10:30 and midnight. It's going to be hanging out with the Big Dipper. So look for the Big Dipper as your reference point and then look below it, closer towards the horizon, to see the comet. Best viewed in dark locations, but is visible with the naked eye. If you look in the other direction, you can see Jupiter and Saturn shining very brightly in the sky. This is going to be very easy to see. You can see this even in the downtown, very lit up areas as well. It shines very brightly. Saturn, by the way, is at what's called opposition, which is its closest point to the Earth throughout the course of the year. So it is shining quite brightly out there for the entire night, that is. Yeah, sunny skies every single day this week, so temperatures will be heating up as a result. 90s for the first half, back into the 80s heading into the weekend.
My name's Mike Davis.
I'm Miley Mosanian.
My name is Ed Brining.
Jim DeWalt.
Our industry obviously was impacted by the coronavirus. I reached out to Washington Trust and really told them we needed help.
When we needed something, Washington Trust was there.
Washington Trust sees us as people and not numbers.
Our employees were his top priority. So we're switching from our big national bank to Washington Trust.
They're an awesome community leader.
Are you new to Medicare or not satisfied with your current Medicare coverage? Get the right care for right now by switching to a Kaiser Permanente Medicare Advantage HMO health plan, Washington's only 5 out of 5-star rated Medicare health plan for 2020. You can get same-day access to care from home without copays. Get care online by email, 24/7 live online chat, or through a video appointment with a local doctor. Get care with a phone appointment or our 24/7 advice nurse line. Get care in person from Kaiser Permanente doctors at local medical offices. And get prescriptions by mail with free delivery, often in 1 to 2 days. There's $0 monthly premium, $0 yearly medical deductible, and a yearly limit on out-of-pocket expenses. Plus, our 5-star rating lets you switch plans today and become a member as soon as next month. Call 1-877-372-1798 to switch to Washington's only 5-star rated plan, or request a free Kaiser Permanente Medicare Health Plan Information Kit. With Kaiser Permanente, you get hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage all in one plan, along with vision, hearing benefits, and optional dental. There's a no-cost Silver and Fit home fitness program, wellness coaching, and mental health services by phone and video, plus specialty care you can trust from some of the leading minds in medicine. Get same-day care from home without copays, care in person at local medical offices, and the peace of mind that comes with Washington's only 5 out of 5-star rated Medicare health plan for 2020, Medicare's highest possible rating. Join Kaiser Permanente today for the right care for right now. Call 1-877-372-1798 today to switch to Washington's only 5-star rated plan right over the phone, or request a free Kaiser Permanente Medicare Health Plan Information Kit. That's 1-877-372-1798.
.48 this morning. Time for your daily checklist. Stories worth knowing about before you start your day. Today, Delta is kicking off a new flight screening process, and the airline will now require anyone who's not wearing a mask to provide medical clearance by its own personnel. Delta representatives say the procedure involves a private virtual consultation over the phone for a final decision on whether a passenger is allowed to fly. Thousands of workers are set to strike today across the country as part of the Strike for Black Lives. In major cities that include New York, Los Angeles, Houston, and Seattle, workers will strike to end systemic racism and inequality. Strikes will include essential workers like nursing home employees, janitors, and delivery workers. Now, fast food, rideshare, and airport workers are also expected to take part in these strikes. But national organizers say even workers not able to leave their jobs for a full day still plan to picket during their breaks. Got some good news for you from across the pond this morning as Princess Beatrice married a property tycoon on Friday in Windsor. It was a small ceremony as the princess wore a vintage ivory gown and the diamond tiara that the queen herself also wore on her wedding day. According to the royal palace, the ceremony followed social distancing guidelines since there were no hymns or singing. The party did not even sing God Save the Queen. Yeah, Jen, you mentioned it earlier. Everyone loves a good royal wedding. Unfortunately, we couldn't watch this one.
Well, she's not in line really to get the throne in reality.
No.
So I guess that's probably why. But also COVID, you know, I think she had a wedding planned a month or so ago that was bigger.
Yeah.
And then that got axed because of coronavirus. So maybe she's just doing what everyone else is doing and just doing it with friends and family.
One of my favorite stories I ever did, Jen, was playing royal wedding bingo during the last one. So, you know, we can find ways to enjoy it in the future.
Absolutely. I'm loving seeing the pictures, and I'm jealous of that tiara. It's beautiful.
Yeah, gorgeous photos.
All right. Enough royal wedding chat for this morning. Let's get back into some headlines here. At the beginning of the pandemic, there was some talk about how warmer weather might impact COVID-19 and the spread of the coronavirus across the country. So now that summer is here, has anything changed? Let's connect the dots.
Scientists were optimistic the scorching summer temps would help slow down the spread of COVID-19. So why are cases still surging right now? Let's connect the dots. Experts say it boils down to three things: lack of immunity, how the virus spreads, and how we behave. Scientists say the warmer weather only slows down the spread of a virus after a majority of the population is immune. Doctors have also learned more about how COVID-19 spreads. Initially, studies suggested that sunlight could kill the virus on surfaces, but now we know it's very unlikely to catch the virus that way. Instead, it's spread through droplets in the air, something sunlight can't protect us from. But perhaps the most important factor of all, our behavior. The summer weather and businesses reopening means we're getting out and about more often. Unfortunately, that also means less folks are taking the same precautions they did in the spring. But the good news is, it's still in our control. Scientists say wearing masks and social distancing will help end this pandemic. And that is Connecting the Dots.
This is the season when we reach over $100 million in total winnings on the $100 Million Season of Millionaire.
Starting August 3rd on KREM 2, watch Who Wants to Be a Millionaire at 4:30 and Daily Blast Live moves to 7, only on KREM 2.
When it comes to your cancer treatments, you have choices.
It's important to explore your options. A second opinion can help you make a more informed decision about your treatment.
Contact Summit Cancer Centers today. One of our cancer specialists will speak to you directly, offering you same-day second opinions and options available for your type of cancer. And second opinions are covered by most insurance companies.
Cancer, it's worth a second look.
Summit Cancer Centers. Integrated, innovative,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
inspired.
Right now is the best time to buy an RV, and the best place is Click It RV.
I drive a Click It RV.
Right now, Click It RV has spring discounts that deliver you unbeatable savings on travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, Class A or C motorhomes, both new and used, and more. Get the best deals and the lowest financing and the lowest price guarantee.
I'm Richard Sherman, and we guarantee it.
So don't miss the spring sale.
Get to Click It RV now. Are you gonna be mad, bro? You probably already are.
Click It RV, just 1 mile north of the Y where Nevada meets Newport Highway.
Now is the time for a new bath from Bathfitter. Every Bathfitter bath is installed quickly, safely, and beautifully with a lifetime warranty. Go from old to new, from worn to wow. The beautiful bath you've always wanted, done right, installed by one expert technician, all in one day. We've been creating moments like these for 35 years, and we're here to help you get started. Book your free virtual or in-home design consultation today.
We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. In this world, there's room for everyone, and the good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. You have the love of humanity in your hearts. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Let us fight for a new world, a decent world, that will give men a chance to work, that will give youth a future and old age a security. Let us fight to free the world, to do away with national barriers, to do away with greed, with hate and intolerance. Let us fight for a world of reason, a world where science and progress will lead to all men's happiness. Let us all unite!
Well, happening today, new restrictions on social gatherings in Washington go into effect. Counties in Phase 3 will now be limited to gatherings of 10 people or less. Now, previously, gatherings were capped at 50 people. Counties in Phase 2, like Spokane County, will only be allowed to have gatherings of 5 people or less. Live indoor and outdoor entertainment is also prohibited starting today. The new rules, though, do not impact weddings, funerals, and spiritual services. Governor Jay Inslee says he is not ruling out another stay-home order as well if the public does not adhere to rules around social gatherings and face coverings. Well, overnight, peaceful protests in Seattle once again became violent. Authorities say a peaceful group gathered yesterday at Westlake Park. Seattle police, though, say a second group later arrived with baseball bats. They say the group was set on destruction and damage. Police say demonstrators targeted several businesses, and they had at least 12 officers were injured. Police did use blast balls and pepper spray to disperse the crowd as well.
Thank you, Jen. Now this morning, the hashtag #WeWantToPlay is trending on social media as NFL players and coaching staff are set to begin training camps this week. Dozens of players are sharing their concerns on Twitter, saying the NFL has not provided guidelines to make them feel safe. This morning, we want you to weigh in. We've asked you all morning if you think the NFL is ready to bring back players. Final poll, yeah, pretty consistent this morning. 80% of you saying no, you do not believe the NFL is ready to start that 2020 season. Thomas?
Well, the weather is going to be plenty hot for today and a couple days to come. We finally got that first 90-degree day last week. Well, we got a trio of 90-degree days to kick off this week. 92 today, 96 tomorrow, and then 92 again on Wednesday. It will be sunny skies all week long and into the weekend.
Thank you very much, Thomas. That does it for us here on Up with KREM on the CW22. We want to thank you for joining us and invite you to join us on the KREM 2 News at noon. Have a great Monday.
Thanks for watching Up with KREM.
Almost yeah, me neither. Yeah. Hey. You betcha. This is all for you. Temperatures in the 90s and hundreds, your forecast at noon.